Hey guys, in today's video, we're gonna be installing the Red Tiger Viewclear 70 on my wife's SUV. This is a 4K camera, and honestly, it's gonna be a very simple install because this thing pretty much just mounts on the windshield and you can plug it directly into a cigarette lighter, and this thing's already ready to go. Gotta say, I love the packaging of this thing. It looks super good. So this model has a 3-inch touchscreen, voice control, and 5.8 gigahertz of Wi-Fi built into it, 4K dual HDR, and full color vision, even in night mode, which is kind of crazy. So cracking this thing open, it literally feels like an Apple product, not gonna lie to you guys. Having a real hard time doing this one-handed. Go ahead and pop this bad boy open, and moment of truth. So the first thing we're presented by is a couple instructions, which looks pretty dope. So the memory card slot right there, that's pretty much where power goes. That's the front camera, the touch screen, you know, all the good stuff. You got all this stuff nicely labeled as well. So we have the rear camera. So the rear camera wiring, cable clips, adhesive. We have the power, and it looks like a pry tool. And then over here, just some stickers, user manual, and here is the dash cam setup. So we even have the rear backup camera as well, which is gonna be super nice. So this is a dual camera setup. So right out of the packaging, guys, this does feel like really good quality. You guys can even see that this camera has a swivel. So even if you guys place it in an angle that you don't like, you can just adjust the camera to exactly where you guys want it to be. Here is the rear camera. Pretty easy stuff. This thing's also adjustable. So wherever you mount it, you can just adjust the camera and you'll be good to go there. So I was actually gonna go inside and grab a micro SD, but this thing looks like it already has a micro SD card built into it. So this is a Red Tiger SD card, 128 gigs. Again, it comes included with this kit, so you literally get everything you need, which is super nice. So after opening up the instructions as well, it looks like it actually comes with some cloth as well to wipe down the areas before actually putting on the cameras, which is super nice. So the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is pretty much mount the camera where I want it. So on this car, guys, we have a pretty big windshield. This is an SUV, so I do like the cameras to be out of the driver's point of view. So I think right over here on this side, behind this mirror, I think is gonna be a pretty good location, so it doesn't get in the view of my wife or me when I'm driving. Some people do like to be able to have the camera right next to their hand so they can easily press the buttons, but honestly, guys, right over here is easily still reachable as well and is out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount it right over here. We're gonna go ahead and wipe the area down with the cloth that they actually provided us with, and then we're gonna go ahead and mount the camera. Just peeled off on the 3M right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and get it mounted. I think like right over, I think that's a pretty decent spot right here. And again, you can actually remove this camera as well if you need it. It is a bracket, but obviously for me, I'm just gonna leave it always on here because I need it to always be recording. And you can adjust the camera and as well as adjust the lens to your desired preference. So at this point, you could just literally have this wire dangling straight down and plug it to a cigarette lighter, but we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of wiring because I want this to look a lot cleaner for my wife. Some cars have a cigarette lighter down here, which makes this install super easy. Unfortunately, this one's over here. It doesn't add too much wire, but basically I got it routed down here, so it's not gonna be as clean of a look, but this is gonna be clean enough, especially when I move the seat forward. We got it tucked underneath the center console. You guys can see it's poking out right over here, and I'm gonna keep tucking it in. I took out 3 bolts to drop down the tray that's right over here, and then pretty much continue to tuck that wire through here. Popped off the side panel so we can drag the wire through here. Popped off this panel so we can drag the wire up here, tuck it up here, and then connect it into the camera. So I'll show you guys how that will look once it's all reassembled. So just like that, guys, we have this wire routed straight through there. That's all tucked away over here. We have the wire right over here as well. We tucked it back over here, tucked it through there, and connected our dash camera. Now, if you guys want to start your second dash camera, you'll be routing a wire up here, probably somewhere over here, and then pretty much tuck it all the way over here to get to the back of the car. Now, we have a really big SUV, so ours is gonna require a lot more work than a typical sedan or coupe. I'm gonna go ahead and get that wired up, and I'll show you guys the finished product. So good news, guys, we have both cameras hooked up. Let me show you guys how I did it. Now, the other one goes from the camera up here, tucked away on this entire side of the headliner over here, till you guys get all the way to the back. And if you guys have a hatchback, or if you guys have a big SUV like this, I'll show you guys pretty much how I set this thing up. So as you guys can see, I have the wire routed against all of this, and I have it pretty much tucked away right over here. Then it came out right over the headliner, and it came right into this. Make sure there is slack to this cable, so when the hatch opens up, it doesn't interfere with anything. That cable doesn't get in the way of anything whatsoever, so that looks perfectly fine. It's as if it's one of those, which is not a big deal. So just like that, guys, we have both cameras wired up. Let me go ahead and show you guys the quality of it now when we take it out for a test drive.